Staying quiet after being disrespected is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it is a clear demonstration of inner strength. Often, people mistakenly believe that silence means surrender, that if you don't respond loudly, you're giving someone else the upper hand. But the truth is different. Reacting in the heat of the moment doesn't make you stronger. It only shows that the other person controls you. When you let someone's words or actions drag you into anger, causing you to lash out, you lose control. They become the ones in charge. And the moment you react, you give them exactly what they wanted: power over your emotions. Have you ever wondered how many times you've seen someone lose their temper just because of an insult or disrespect? Did they really look strong or just out of control? The loudest person in the room isn't always the most powerful. The one who stays calm and doesn't let emotions dictate their response is the true holder of power. The absence of words is the presence of discipline. Sometimes, people deliberately provoke you or test your patience just to see if they can get a reaction. They want to disturb your peace because they have none themselves. If they can pull you into the storm they create, they feel in control. But when you stay silent, refusing to engage in the chaos, you send a very clear message: you don't have that kind of power over me. This doesn't mean you have to bottle up your emotions or pretend the disrespect doesn't affect you. Of course, you're human, you feel it, but the real test lies in what you choose to do next. Do you waste your energy proving something to someone who doesn't deserve your words? Or do you recognize that not every battle is worth fighting? The strongest people understand that silence speaks volumes. It unsettles those who expect a reaction, forcing them to face what they have said or done with no way to deflect or justify their behavior. Some may say, if I don't stand up for myself, people will think I'm weak. The reality is, when you know your worth, you don't need to prove it to anyone. Those who truly understand power don't feel the need to announce it. A lion doesn't have to tell the jungle it's a lion. When you carry yourself with confidence and purpose, people recognize it without you ever raising your voice. Silence is not about avoiding confrontation. It's about choosing your response wisely. It's about understanding that your energy is too precious to waste on people who don't deserve it. Some arguments are just distractions. Some words are just baiting. When you refuse to take the bait, you win without even engaging. Next time someone disrespects you, take a step back, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Does this person's opinion change my value? The answer is always no, because someone else's words don't define you. Their negativity doesn't belong to you unless you choose to carry it. Staying quiet after disrespect isn't about letting things slide. It's about making a decision to protect your peace, to maintain your dignity, and to walk away knowing your silence is spoken louder than any words ever could. You need to understand that disrespect is a trap designed to pull you into an emotional reaction, shake you, and get under your skin. Once it succeeds, you've given away something precious: your energy. Every time you engage in a pointless argument, every time you go back and forth with someone who doesn't respect you, you waste energy that could be used for greater things. And that's exactly what some people want. They don't want to build, grow, or solve problems. They just want to drag you down to their level. But when you stay quiet after disrespect, you deny them that chance. Energy is everything. It shapes how you feel, think, and act. The reality is, your energy is limited. You can't give it away endlessly to everyone trying to provoke you. You have dreams to chase, goals to achieve, and peace to protect. But when you react to every slight, every insult, every petty act, you drain yourself. Before you know it, you're exhausted not because of the work you do to improve yourself, but because you allowed someone else's negativity to steal your focus. Have you noticed how some people seem to thrive on conflict? They create drama, stir tension, and then watch as others lose control. But when you refuse to play their game, when you choose silence over reaction, you take away their power. You protect yourself from the unnecessary stress that comes with engaging in meaningless battles. And the story of strength in silence doesn't end here. Building on the power of silence we discussed earlier, let's dive deeper into why staying calm and refusing to engage in provocations is such a wise and effective strategy. Indeed, there are people who will test you just to see if they can shake your composure. They throw harsh words your way, hoping one of them will stick and provoke a reaction. But when you remain calm, when you refuse to play their game, they are left with nothing. Silence becomes your shield, not because you didn't notice the disrespect, nor because you weren't affected, but because you understand that your energy is far too valuable to waste on the fleeting satisfaction of a quick reaction. Think about it. A few seconds of lashing out at someone might feel good in the moment, but what does it really achieve? Do they suddenly change? Do they start respecting you? More often than not, it just fans the flames, giving them more fuel to keep attacking you. But when you stay silent and let your actions, your achievements, and your peace speak for themselves, you take away everything they hope to gain. You show them that their words carry no weight in your world, and eventually they stop trying because people only persist in poking at those who react. When they get no response, they are forced to move on. Some will say, "I need to defend myself. I have to let them know they can't treat me like that." Listen closely. Self-respect doesn't always mean confrontation. In fact, the highest form of self-respect is knowing what's worth your time and what isn't. Not every battle is yours to fight. Not every insult deserves a response. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply refuse to give someone the reaction they seek. The next time someone disrespects you, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Does this moment deserve my peace? If the answer is no, let it go. Protect your mind, your spirit, and your focus. Some fights are simply beneath you, and walking away is not weakness. People will say all sorts of things. They'll throw words at you, try to get under your skin, make you doubt yourself. In those moments, the temptation to fire back, to prove yourself, to let them know exactly who they're messing with, is strong. But here's the truth. Words are cheap. Talk is easy. Anyone can say anything. True power, real proof, and genuine impact come from action. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them assume whatever they want. At the end of the day, their words don't change a thing. What changes things is what you do. You don't need to argue about who you are when your life speaks for itself. You don't need to waste time proving your worth to people who aren't even qualified to judge you in the first place. When you focus on your growth, your progress, and your success, your results will speak volumes. That's the difference between those who win and those who remain stuck. Those who waste their energy arguing, defending, and proving themselves to irrelevant people stay distracted, caught in negativity and drama. Meanwhile, those who stay silent keep their heads down and keep moving forward, go places. They rise above the noise, and by the time the doubters realize it, they're already too far ahead to catch. Silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. Some will try to bait you into battles that don't deserve your presence. They provoke, hoping to drag you into their chaos, hoping you'll lower yourself to their level. But when you choose not to engage and stay focused on your own path, you don't just win the argument, you eliminate it entirely. Because success drowns out noise. When you're busy building, growing, and leveling up, you have no time for petty disputes. Think of the greats, the ones who truly left their mark. They didn't waste time responding to every critic, every hater, every doubter. They let their work do the talking, their results be the answer. And that's exactly what you need to do. Don't get caught up trying to convince small minds of your greatness. Just be great. Keep moving forward. Let your consistency, discipline, and success be your reply. People will notice. They always do. At first, they'll try to bring you down. They'll say you're not capable, that you're wasting your time, that you don't have what it takes. But when they see that nothing shakes you, nothing stops you, and you don't even acknowledge their negativity, something happens, they fall silent. Because nothing confuses people more than someone who refuses to be affected by them. Nothing humbles people more than realizing their words have no power over you. And when your results start to show, when they see your progress and success, Suddenly, the very people who disrespected you will have no choice but to acknowledge you. That is the power of silence, backed by how it shields you from unworthy provocations. Let's explore deeper how silence is not just avoidance, but a way to channel your energy where it truly matters. That's why staying quiet after disrespect isn't about letting things slide. It's about directing your energy to what really counts. Let them waste their breath while you build. Let them talk while you rise. Because in the end, it won't be your words that prove them wrong. It will be your success. Disrespect has a way of making everything feel personal. When someone says something cruel, dismisses you, or looks down on you, that sting hits immediately. The natural reaction is to take offense, to want to correct them, to want to make them see you differently. But here's what you need to understand. Disrespect is never really about you. It's a reflection of a window into who they are, not a statement about who you are. People treat others based on what's inside them. A bitter person spreads bitterness. An insecure person tries to make others feel small. Someone drowning in their own misery does everything to drag others down. If you take their words or actions personally, you're carrying something that was never yours to bear. You let their brokenness become your burden, and the moment you do that, you give them power they don't deserve. That's why silence is so powerful. It says, I see what you're doing, but I refuse to participate. It says, your words may be loud, but they don't hold weight in my life. People who disrespect others aren't searching for truth, they're seeking control. They want a reaction, to feel superior, to believe they can shake you. But when you stay quiet, when you don't give them what they want, they're left with nothing but their own reflection, and that's what they're truly running from. They project their pain onto others because they don't want to face it themselves. They insult so they won't be seen. They attack so they won't be exposed. That's why arguing with them, trying to explain yourself, or demanding respect is a waste of time. You can't make someone see what they refuse to acknowledge. You can't force someone to give what they don't have inside themselves. The best thing you can do is walk away, not out of defeat, but out of wisdom. Because engaging in pointless battles only drains you. You weren't put here to spend your life convincing people of your worth. You weren't meant to go back and forth with small-minded individuals who don't even respect themselves enough to treat others with dignity. You have bigger things to focus on, bigger goals to how it shields you from unworthy provocations. Let's explore deeper how silence is not just avoidance, but a way to channel your energy where it truly matters. That's why staying quiet after disrespect isn't about letting things slide. It's about directing your energy to what really counts. Let them waste their breath while you build. Let them talk while you rise. Because in the end, it won't be your words that prove them wrong. It will be your success. Disrespect has a way of making everything feel personal. When someone says something cruel, dismisses you, or looks down on you, that sting hits immediately. The natural reaction is to take offense, to want to correct them, to want to make them see you differently. But here's what you need to understand. Disrespect is never really about you. It's a reflection of a window into who they are, not a statement about who you are. People treat others based on what's inside them. A bitter person spreads bitterness. An insecure person tries to make others feel small. Someone drowning in their own misery does everything to drag others down. If you take their words or actions personally, you're carrying something that was never yours to bear. You let their brokenness become your burden, and the moment you do that, you give them power they don't deserve. That's why silence is so powerful. It says, I see what you're doing, but I refuse to participate. It says, your words may be loud, but they don't hold weight in my life. People who disrespect others aren't searching for truth, they're seeking control. They want a reaction, to feel superior, to believe they can shake you. But when you stay quiet, when you don't give them what they want, they're left with nothing but their own reflection, and that's what they're truly running from. They project their pain onto others because they don't want to face it themselves. They insult so they won't be seen. They attack so they won't be exposed. That's why arguing with them, trying to explain yourself, or demanding respect is a waste of time. You can't make someone see what they refuse to acknowledge. You can't force someone to give what they don't have inside themselves. The best thing you can do is walk away, not out of defeat, but out of wisdom. Because engaging in pointless battles only drains you. You weren't put here to spend your life convincing people of your worth. You weren't meant to go back and forth with small-minded individuals who don't even respect themselves enough to treat others with dignity. You have bigger things to focus on, bigger goals to accomplish, and a bigger purpose to fulfill. Some people will never respect you, no matter what you do, and that's okay. Their respect isn't necessary for your success. Their validation isn't required for your growth. What they think of you does not define you. What defines you is how you carry yourself, how you move forward, and how you refuse to let their negativity take root in your spirit. So next time someone disrespects you, remember this: it's not about you. It never was. It's about them, their struggles, their emptiness. And you don't have to accept their baggage as your own. Stay quiet, keep your peace, and let them deal with the weight of their own words. Because in the end, disrespect speaks louder about the one who gives it. There's a moment right after you've been disrespected, a split second, when your emotions rise, your pride flares up, and everything in you wants to react. That moment feels like a crossroads. One path leads to an immediate response, the other leads to silence. Most people take the first path, thinking that by reacting, by firing back with sharp words, they are defending themselves. But the truth is, when you react emotionally, you're not proving strength. You're handing over control. Dignity isn't found in how loud you can get or how well you can argue. It's found in knowing when to walk away. It's found in refusing to be dragged into something beneath you. People will try to pull you into their negativity, push your buttons, test your patience, and make you lose control. And the second you do, you've already lost, because now you're no longer operating from wisdom, but playing their game. That's why silence is dignity, restraint, and power. It's the ability to look at someone trying to provoke you and say, without a single word, "You don't have that kind of control over me." And that's something most people don't understand. They think silence means weakness. They think if you don't respond, it's because you're afraid. But real confidence doesn't need to be announced. A lion doesn't need to roar to prove it's a lion. The loudest person in the room is rarely the strongest. The one who always has something to say, always feels the need to prove themselves, and always has to have the last word that's not confidence. It's insecurity. True strength is measured by how well you hold yourself together when others try to tear you down. It's in how well you can walk away, not because you couldn't respond, but because you knew responding wasn't worth it. Some people will insult you just to see if they can get you out of character. They'll test your patience, throw words hoping one sticks. When you respond, when you react, they win. But when you refuse to give them what they want, when you hold your peace and refuse to match their energy, you take back all the power. They have nothing left to feed on, nothing left to hold over you. The best part? When you walk away with your dignity intact, when you don't let them break you down, you stay in control of your own story. You're not defined by a moment of weakness. You're not remembered for losing your temper or saying something you regret. You're remembered for your composure, your discipline, and for knowing who you are well enough not to let someone else dictate your actions. So next time you're disrespected, don't think of silence as backing down. Think of it as rising above. Think of it as standing so firmly in your confidence that you don't need to entertain small battles. Think of it as walking away with your dignity, knowing that no matter what they said, you never lowered yourself to their level. Because in the end, that is the real victory. There's a certain power in patience, in letting time do what words. Building on the power of patience and time we've discussed, let's now look at the natural instinct. When someone disrespects you, the immediate reaction to set the record straight, demand an apology, or make them see their mistake. But here's the truth. Most people who disrespect you aren't seeking understanding. They don't care about reason or fairness. They act from their ego, their insecurities, their need to feel bigger by making others feel small. And when you react in that moment, you step into their world of place, ruled by chaos and emotion. You meet them on their level, and once you're there, you've already lost control. The strongest response is no response enough because you have nothing to say, but because you understand that time will speak for you. Nothing humbles a person more than being proven wrong by reality. No silence is a harsher critic than watching the very person they doubted and tried to tear down rise higher than ever expected. When you hold your peace and don't waste energy correcting every insult, life has a way of handling what you didn't respond to. People who disrespect you often expect an immediate reaction. They expect anger, defensiveness, an argument. They want to see that they got to you. But when you stay quiet, when you don't give them what they want, it unsettles them. It forces them to sit with their own words and actions without the distraction of your response. In that silence, something happens. They start hearing themselves. They begin to realize they spoke too soon. They start to feel the weight of what they said without you having to carry any of it. It's not about letting things slide. It's about understanding that not everything needs your hands on it to be handled. Time exposes, time humbles, time reveals truth. And more often than not, the very people who disrespected you will find themselves in situations where they experience what they once did to you. That's not your burden to carry. You don't have to seek revenge or wish for karma. You just have to keep moving forward. Keep your head up. Keep your focus sharp. Let your success, your growth, and your peace be your only response. There's an old saying, what goes around comes around, and it's true. People can talk all they want. They can underestimate you, doubt you, throw stones. But what they can't do is stop what's meant for you. They can't undo the favor in your life. They can't change the fact that the very things they said you couldn't do, you're already on your way to doing. Stay quiet, not because you're weak or afraid, but because you know that time will do all the talking for you. And when it does, the same people who doubted you will have no choice but to watch you prove them wrong without you ever having to say a word.